In the dim archives of a forgotten New York library, a sealed envelope lay untouched for decades, containing a stenographer's transcript of Nikola Tesla's most intimate 1930 interview. Suppressed by industrial rivals, fearing its radical implications, this lost recording whispers of energies beyond matter, consciousness unbound by the grave, and truths that could rewrite our understanding of existence. What if the inventor's final visions pierced the veil of death itself? Nikola Tesla, the visionary architect of modern electricity, was more than a mere engineer. He was a seeker of the universe's hidden rhythms. Born in 1856 in what is now Croatia, Tesla's life bridged the 19th and 20th centuries, his mind igniting innovations like alternating current that powered the world. Yet by 1930, at age 74, financial ruin and obscurity had shadowed his genius. In a private hotel room overlooking Manhattan's electric glow, he granted a rare audience to a persistent journalist, speaking freely on topics deemed too dangerous for public ears. This conversation, scribbled in haste and buried amid Tesla's cluttered estate after his 1943 death, evaded historians for over 8 decades. Only recently, amid declassified papers, did it surface, overlooked because it veered from his technical triumphs into the ethereal, challenging the era's materialist dogma and hinting at suppressed manuscripts on cosmic energies that financiers like J.P. Morgan deemed unprofitable or heretical. As the journalist leaned forward, the air thick with cigar smoke and unspoken urgency, he probed Tesla's foresight. Tesla's eyes, sharp despite the years, fixed on a distant point. He confessed a profound defeat, not an invention, but in unveiling the soul's electric thread. Quote 1. The revelation deepened as Tesla circled back to the invisible forces he'd chased across lifetimes of toil. He described the ether not as dead void, but as a luminous medium, the universe's breath, carrying the essence of all things. Quote 2, he intoned, his voice dropping to a confidential timbre. Quote 3. The journalist scribbled furiously, sensing the weight of forbidden insight. Tesla lamented how greed and war had stifled his work, burying manuscripts that mapped these energies' role in human evolution. Politics, he said, feared what couldn't be patented. Society, what couldn't be controlled. In his suppressed notes, rumored, hidden in steel vaults, he'd outlined devices to draw peace from the Earth's core, love from harmonic waves, joy from solar spectra. But the world, mired in fear, preferred coal and conquest over cosmic communion. Transitioning from the tangible to the profound, Tesla's words wove a tapestry of existential doubt, pulling the listener into the psychological labyrinth of a mind that questioned reality's edges. He pondered immortality not as myth, but as reconfiguration, the ether's current recycling the self into unseen dimensions. Quote, _4, __. His philosophical musings turned inward, exposing doubts that haunted even his triumphs. What if consciousness were not confined to flesh, but an eternal waveform echoing through the ether like radio signals lost in static? He dismissed rigid dogmas, religions as noble but flawed mirrors of the infinite, philosophies as ladders too short for the abyss. Quote 5. In these reflections, Tesla revealed a man tormented by the unseen, the fear that death might sever the inventor's spark, yet buoyed by visions of unity, where mind and matter dissolved into one resonant field. The interview's tension built like a gathering storm, each pause heavy with the gravity of half-spoken truths, as if the room itself held its breath against eavesdroppers. Yet, in a speculative vein aligned with his etheric worldview, Tesla hinted at something uncharted in his public lore. The possibility that consciousness endures post-mortem as fractal echoes in the universal field? Imagine, he mused briefly, the mind's patterns imprinting onto the ether at death, like a hologram shattering yet reforming elsewhere, allowing awareness to drift through cosmic currents, observing new realities without the anchor of form. This wasn't resurrection, but persistence. Souls, as enduring signals, whispering guidance to the living from the veil's other side. As the journalist gathered his notes, the fading light outside casting long shadows, Tesla leaned back with a wry smile. The universe's secrets are not locked away. They hum around us, waiting for ears, attuned to the silence. But will we listen before the ether claims us all? What revelations might still lurk in Tesla's shadowed legacy, challenging our grip on life and what comes after? In the dim archives of a forgotten New York library, a yellowed envelope surfaces, sealed since 1930, marked __quote, _7 __ inside, a stenographer's transcript of Nikola Tesla's private interview with a skeptical journalist. Suppressed by editors fearing scandal, these pages reveal the inventor's unfiltered visions, not just machines, but the shattering of reality itself. What Tesla whispered that night could rewrite our understanding of life, death, and the hidden forces binding the cosmos. It was January 1930, in a modest hotel room overlooking the Hudson, far from the glare of Tesla's public persona as the eccentric genius behind alternating current and wireless dreams. At 77, the Serbian-born inventor had long outlived his patrons, his radical ideas dismissed as madness by a scientific establishment clinging to Newtonian certainties. This off-the-record exchange with a young reporter from a defunct periodical was meant to humanize him. Family, regrets, the weight of genius. Instead, it unearthed Tesla's deepest convictions, too provocative for print. Buried in the wake of his growing isolation and the looming shadow of financial ruin, the transcript languished, overlooked amid lawsuits and lost patents. Only now, decoded from its cryptic shorthand, does it emerge, a forbidden glimpse into a mind that bridged electricity and eternity. The journalist, voice tentative on the page, probed first about Tesla's solitary life. Quote, 8. Tesla replied, his tone steady as a coiled spring. Quote 9. Yet beneath that detachment flickered a profound sensitivity, a man who felt the pulse of the universe as keenly as his own heartbeat. As the conversation deepened, Tesla veered from personal voids to cosmic expanses, his words laced with the thrill of suppressed discovery. He spoke of gravity not as a chain, but a key, to flight unbound by machines, achieved through the untapped reservoirs of human consciousness. Quote 10. He insisted eyes alight in the transcript's marginal notes. Emptiness is an illusion. The void teems with potential, on Earth and beyond the stars. From there, the revelations cascaded like an unchecked current. Tesla unveiled his unpublished manuscripts, ideas scribbled in fevered nights, hidden from rivals who branded him a heretic. Black holes, those abyssal maws, were no mere anomalies, but portals to primordial essence, vortexes where energy transcended form. They are not ends, he confided, leaning forward as if sharing a state secret, but thresholds of metamorphosis, echoing the alchemy of existence itself. The journalist scribbled furiously, sensing the shift from science to philosophy, from equations to existential riddles. Tesla's voice grew hushed, the air thick with the weight of unspoken warnings. These truths, if broadcast, would invite ridicule or worse, eclipse from the annals of progress. As shadows lengthened in the room, The dialogue plunged into the heart of human frailty. Contradictions in Tesla's own proclamations, the paradoxes that haunted his lectures. Undeterred, he traced the lineage of creation and primordial energy, infinite and impartial, birthing matter from its boundless well. Stars, worlds, our very flesh, these are but light condensed, vibrations trapped in density, he explained, his certainty unyielding, forged not in labs but in visions that blurred the empirical and the ethereal. Death, he proclaimed, was no annihilation but a seamless shift, a dissolution of the vessel, the eternal essence unbound. Those who walked before us persist, Tesla asserted, his words cutting through the interview's formality like a lightning strike. Quote 16. This core revelation unfurled into a philosophical labyrinth, Tesla's mind weaving quantum inklings with age-old mysteries. Religions and philosophies, he had noted earlier, grapple futilely with infinity through mortal tongues, useful scaffolds, yet dwarfed by cosmic scale. God, in his conception, manifested as that primal force, light without shape, judgment, or creed. It permeates us, the air, the firmament, he elaborated, rejecting anthropomorphic veils. Worship is superfluous. Recognition suffices. We imbue the divine with our frailties to comprehend it, but its essence defies personhood. Impersonal, inexhaustible. The journalist pressed on mortality's terror, and Tesla met it with serene defiance. Fear, he said, stemmed from illusion, death as return, akin to a wave reclaiming the sea. Quote 19. The transcript's pages turn here to a cinematic hush, the journalist's questions fading as Tesla expounded on electricity's omnipotence. A rare smile cracked his reserve. All is electricity, the genesis spark from an abyssal radiance we misname light. True luminosity conceals itself in darkness, a single mote harboring cataclysms, atomic fury, chemical bonds, mechanical might, and potentials yet veiled. Matter, he reiterated, was frozen luminescence, a secondary echo of the primeval glow. In this framework, isolation dissolved. We were interconnected waves in a grand oscillation, not isolated egos but fragments of a spectral symphony. Probing further, the reporter unearthed Tesla's elusive notion of cosmic pain, a suppressed essay fragment, alluded to in coded letters but never published. Quote 21. Tesla paused to articulate, his response measured against potential backlash. Quote 22. Yet the transcript hints at deeper layers, Tesla's gaze drifting as if peering through veils. In a speculative aside, uncharted in his public canon but aligned with his etheric obsessions, he pondered consciousness beyond the veil. Perhaps, upon transition, it disperses into the universal field, not as oblivion but as boundless communion, merging with ancestral vibrations, reliving infinite timelines in a singular, eternal now, where individuality yields to omniscient harmony. As the interview waned, the room heavy with unsaid implications, Tesla's final words lingered, like static after a storm. Quote 23. The journalist departed unsettled, the transcript sealed away, until now. In an age of quantum echoes and cosmic probes, do Tesla's hidden truths still whisper, or do they thunder, demanding we question the boundaries of our own awareness? In the dim glow of a forgotten vault beneath the New York Public Library, a sealed envelope gathers dust, stamped with the year 1930. Bearing Nikola Tesla's faint signature. Inside lies a transcript, suppressed for over 8 decades, of a private interview where the inventor dared to unveil the invisible web binding human souls to the cosmos. This lost recording, buried amid rivalries and institutional fears, whispers of revelations that could shatter our understanding of consciousness and death? What if Tesla's final thoughts on the ether weren't just science, but a map to the afterlife? Nikola Tesla, the visionary engineer whose alternating current lit the world, conducted this clandestine conversation in a modest hotel room on January 7, 1930, with a skeptical journalist probing his reclusive genius. At 78, Tesla was a shadow of his former self, exiled from the spotlight by corporate betrayals and whispers of madness. This interview, never published in his lifetime, vanished into obscurity, likely hidden by those who deemed its philosophical depths too radical for an era gripped by economic despair and impending war. Overlooked amid stacks of patents and manifestos, it resurfaced only recently, a confidential artifact challenging the sanitized myth of Tesla as mere inventor. At the heart of the transcript pulses Tesla's core revelation, a profound interconnectedness that transcends the physical, linking every mind to a universal ether of energy and emotion. He described physical aches that gripped him not from his own ailments, but from distant distress, ripples from loved ones' suffering, or the sudden void when a child or gentle soul perished halfway around the globe. Quote 24. He confided to the journalist, his voice steady yet laced with urgency. Quote 25. This wasn't mere empathy. Tesla posited it as cosmic pain, a shared resonance, disturbing the soul's harmony, fueling diseases, conflicts, and the endless cycle of human torment. Stars and planets, he insisted, imprint their cycles on our dreams and intuitions, their births and extinctions echoing through the ether like suppressed vibrations in an unpublished experiment. Emotions, in this hidden manuscript, emerge not as isolated sparks, but as mechanisms of cosmic dialogue, urging humanity toward collective healing. As the interview deepened, Tesla's words wove scientific precision with existential doubt, expanding into the psychological labyrinth of consciousness itself. He envisioned the universe as a vast, vibrating fabric, where every thought or deed unravels chains of consequence, altering not just lives, but the very structure of reality. Goodness, he argued, amplifies harmony across this web, while malice frays it, birthing suffering that rebounds inescapably. Yet Tesla harbored no naive optimism. He confronted humanity's destructive instincts head-on, those innate drives toward ruin embedded in our primal code. Quote 26, he reflected, his tone shifting from physicist to reluctant prophet. Quote 27. He decried wars, even those cloaked in noble banners of liberty, as illusions of triumph that only amplify the cosmic discord. True mastery, he urged, lies in transcending violence, resolving strife through vibrational understanding, a suppressed insight drawn from his experiments with resonance, now recast as a blueprint for peace. Cinematic visions flickered in Tesla's mind as he gazed beyond the room's confines, his unpublished research on energy waves fueling prophecies of a transformed world. He foresaw medicine harnessing frequencies to conquer illness, interstellar voyages piercing the veil of space, and boundless power drawn from the ether for all. But woven into these hopes was a darker philosophical tension, the fragility of consciousness amid mortality. Death, he implied, was no end but a reconfiguration, a momentary silence in the eternal hum, where individual awareness merges back into the universal field, echoing doubts from his discarded notebooks on the soul's electric persistence. In a speculative turn, not captured in the original notes but aligned with his ether theories, Tesla might have pondered consciousness after death as an undying waveform, dispersing yet reforming in the cosmic grid, forever influencing the living through intuitive flashes, a hidden truth that blurs the line between inventor and seer, challenging us to question if our departed thoughts still vibrate in the void. These suppressed words, emerging from archival shadows, compel us. If Tesla pierced the veil between matter and mind, what unseen connections bind us still? And will we heed them before the ether claims us all?